Woody Allen was born December 1st, 1935, and is well known for many films, including some of my favorites, Annie Hall, Irrational Man, and Manhattan Murder Mystery. Woody Allen's film style definitely reflects a lot on his view of life.
On life. I have a very grim, pessimistic view of it. I always have since I was a little boy. It hasn't gotten worse with age or anything. I do feel that it's a grim, painful, nightmarish, meaningless experience.
Now let's get into some of his tropes. Woody Allen is well known for incorporating complicated relationships into his films.
Right there, for crying out loud, save a little craziness for menopause.
In Magic in the Moonlight, we see this complexity through the relationship between Stanley and Sophie. Woody Allen shares this trope with many other directors, one including Sam Mendes. In the film American Beauty, we can see how Sam Mendes uses the same trope of complicated relationships with the relationship between Lester and Carolyn.
Lester, you're gonna spill beer on the couch.
So what? It's just a couch.
This is a $4,000 sofa, upholstered in Italian silk. This is not just a couch.
It's just a couch!
Woody Allen is also obsessed with books and is frequently showing different books throughout his films. In Magic in the Moonlight, Sophie is on a swing nearing the end of the film, and she is reading a book that Stanley had told her to read. We can see this book motif through many of his other films, some including Annie Hall, Irrational Man, and A Rainy Day in New York.
Hey, I'm gonna buy you these books, I think, because I think you should read them, instead of that cat book.
That's pretty serious stuff there.
Yeah, because I'm obsessed with death, I think. It's a big subject with me, yeah. I have a very pessimistic view.
Not only does Woody Allen like the use of books, but he also incorporates jazz music in many of his other films. In all the films I have screened from him, there's always jazz music playing in the background. In Magic in the Moonlight, when Stanley was sitting in a bar with Howard talking about Sophie, or in Irrational Man, when Abe is getting out of bed after starting his plot to murder a lawyer. Woody Allen always finds a way to incorporate jazz into his films. The music always seems to play at the beginning of a new scene, thus drawing the viewer's attention back to the movie. Not only is Woody Allen big on incorporating jazz music into his films, but he usually also starts with a voiceover of the main character in the beginning of the film. In the film Irrational Man, we see Abe Lucas driving in his car silent, with what appears to be his voice in the background.
Said human reason is troubled by questions that it cannot dismiss, but also cannot answer. Okay, so what are we talking about here? Morality, choice, the randomness of life, aesthetics, murder?
In Irrational Man, we also see the use of the anti-nihilist, which Woody Allen also uses in many of his films. The anti-nihilist is someone who knows how bad the world is, but they decide to make a purpose out of their lives. Abe Lucas, from Irrational Man, starts off as a very depressed character, but then finds himself in a promising situation where he can find some sort of purpose in his life. Now let's talk camera styles. Woody Allen uses a variety of different camera shots in his films. Some of his most used ones are tracking shots so that he can add a layer of realism to his films, center shots, and long shots. Woody Allen definitely has a unique film style. His films are fun to watch and easy to follow along to. Overall, Woody Allen is a good film director and would recommend viewing some of his films if you haven't already.